Yo, Prime members, so check this out. We are here to talk about our favorite thing in the world, and that is Amazon Prime.
That's right. We all have different interests, but there's one thing that brings us together: Prime.
As members ourselves, we found ways to maximize our Prime benefits to get the most out of our passions.
From fast and free shipping, streaming of movies and music, and even exclusive deals and discounts, Prime has it all.
And what's great is that you can use all of these services to elevate your hobbies and interests.
Whether you're a bookworm, a fitness fanatic, or a gaming guru, Prime has something for everyone. I promise you that.
So go ahead, explore and indulge in all that Prime has to offer. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Time to get more out of whatever you're into. Prime. And that's that on that.
What's up, everybody? You are now listening to the Success Playbook Podcast, where we talk about pop culture, life and career success, and of course, we're going to talk about who got dunked on the night before. I'm your host, Chanel S. Reynolds, and I've been in the sports industry for several years. My goal is to take what I've learned from years of dominating the sports industry as a Black woman to help my listeners defy the odds and level up in life and career. Now, let's dig into this week's episode.
It's crazy because, like you said, when taking an L, like the emotions, that's the part that really gets you. Like, it's the embarrassment of it.
That's the word.
You gotta sit here and post about we're closing the Philadelphia location.
Yes.
So it's like, but here's the thing. Here's the caveat. I have a personal theory where I believe that people who are highly ambitious, we are more prone to public failures. Because we're the ones that's constantly raising our hands. Right. We're the ones that's constantly put me in the game, coach, put me in the game. We're more prone to fouls. We're more prone to like getting hurt. We're more prone to being exposed. But the people on the sideline, they chilling. They don't gotta take L's because they're on the sideline.
They're playing it safe.
Exactly.
They're playing it safe.
So although, it's public embarrassment. Sure, I have a typo in my book, but maybe you can show me your book on Amazon with X amount of reviews, and maybe I can learn from you.
Yeah.
Sure, I had to close my restaurant, but maybe you can show me the template. If you've opened, you didn't open a restaurant, you don't have a book on Amazon. Okay, I advise you to not comment on what's going on over here.
Yes, and in the midst of going through that, you're not thinking and processing through that filter. Right? Because your whole world is consumed by the embarrassment. So you're not logically, rationally, thinking the way you're thinking. Because when you do, right, even when it comes to social media, it's like there's a very small percentage of people who are actually doing the work.
Exactly.
And everybody else is commenting.
Exactly.
Everybody else is liking.
Yes.
Everyone else has an opinion, right? Like, you know this when you're on social media and you're an influencer or a creative or an artist or a business owner. You can start to kind of feel that underlying pressure of trying to live up to the standards that other people project on you that aren't
They're
even
not there.
in your world.
They're
they
not
aren't
real.
even doing anything. That's why they have all the time and the energy to comment.
Right.
And to say what they want to say. But when you're going through it, you think that the whole world is on your level or has been where you are.
Right.
And you know what got me through it? It was talking to people who actually had been through it.
Yes.
And they were like, that's normal.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Right.
You just made a mistake that needed to happen now before you got too big. So you don't make that mistake when you're too big and the consequences are multiplied.
Yes.
So, and this is the other part of it, because not a lot of people will publicly fail. There's a lot of people who will fail in the closet all by themselves and keep it to themselves. As soon as I failed publicly, everybody who was failing in the closet came out was like,
wow,
damn, you know what? I'm about to close. We about to shut down. Shit, COVID is really catching up with us. Like, we can't do this. Like, seeing you go through it gave me the permission to allow myself to now approach this with grace and certainty and confidence to go through it.
You became that example.
Yes. And that's what we are. The people who bust through the glass first and get all beat up and cut up are the people who serve as an example to give other people the permission to unapologetically go through their life process and journey themselves with confidence and with reassurance and with self-acceptance.
Love it.
That is what we do aside from just doing the thing that we do in our business.
Yes.
Without even knowing it. And when you're conscious aware of that, you give yourself the compassion to go through failures as they come, because they're never going to stop coming. If you're not failing, you're not learning.
Exactly.
If you're not failing, you're not growing. If you're
not
not failing,
moving.
you're playing it too safe, and
You
you're
on the
playing
sideline.
a small game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That was like so many sound bites in one.
Yeah. It's real.
Yeah.
When you actually go through it, you have a relationship with the nuances of it. Like, I had family members like, Jason, are you okay? Like, we hearing, like, the restaurant closed, like, you all right? And I'm like leaving the bathroom, like, I'm all right. I'm going to be okay. Like, it's a real, and we were at our pinnacle. We were the standard. We were on top. We were championed. And when we, out of all people, started to go through that, it really hit the ground like hard. Like, you could almost, like, you can feel, like, I would walk into spaces and I could feel, like, just the eyes and attention on me, and, like, people not knowing how to approach me or, like, how to have a conversation with me, because they knew I was going through it, but they didn't know if I was okay enough to not, like, lash back or, like, to respond, like, out of order. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But now I've matured so much going through that. And I'm a lot more wiser.
Yeah.
Now
So
because
what I'm hearing is that you've really embraced the art of taking L's.
Yeah.
Like, I have this book called The Art of Taking L's, and
yes, I know. Yeah.
no, thanks.
Yes.
And it's all about, your perception of the L. It's all about how you navigate and interpret the L. So although, yes, it was embarrassing, but you also embrace the fact that, hey, like, I'm an inspiration for other people to take ownership of their L's. I'm also an example of, like, how to gracefully go through this, right? So it sounds like it's something that not only made you better, but it's something that has allowed you to elevate in your thinking.
Yes, absolutely. And it has allowed me to understand now more than ever what is necessary to scale and make a business sustainable.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much wrapped up in why we make the space, or at least why I make these mistakes. Like, I come from a world where you don't have much. So at times, like, as soon as you get your hands on something, you hold on to it so tight that you don't understand how to share it with others. So you train and condition yourself to take on all of the burden of the work, because you lack the skills and the awareness to understand how to share it, how to lead, how to delegate. Like, I was trained and conditioned by my environment to hustle.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I'm a hustler. That was at my core what I was. I didn't have the intellect nor the business understanding and awareness. I just knew if I put one foot in front of the other long enough, I would make it. And that's how I got by life. But when you start to scale in business, there's a level of sophistication that's necessary in order to tap into that new level. And that's what they don't teach us. In most cases, they teach us how to get there,
Right.
but not how to grow from there. So now I was in a completely different environment, all by myself, and I realized that I couldn't get myself out of this situation. That required me to lean and learn from other people.
Yes.
Which was also another part of that process of just going deeper within my humility and putting my pride and my ego to the side. And that's what I'm learning now about business. Successful businesses never happen by solely one person. Ever. In fact, that one person, even if they're the creator, they're the CEO, they're the person, the owner, in most cases, they are where they are because they developed a team of people who are smarter than them in the areas that they're weak in. And that's what's required in order to actually be able to lead people. It's understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, doubling down on your strengths, finding people who are strong in the areas that you're weak in, and formulating a team that's supported by infrastructure in order to successfully and sustainably scale.
Yo, Prime members, so check this out. We are here to talk about our favorite thing in the world, and that is Amazon Prime.
That's right. We all have different interests, but there's one thing that brings us together: Prime.
As members ourselves, we found ways to maximize our Prime benefits to get the most out of our passions.
From fast and free shipping, streaming of movies and music, and even exclusive deals and discounts, Prime has it all.
And what's great is that you can use all of these services to elevate your hobbies and interests.
Whether you're a bookworm, a fitness fanatic, or a gaming guru, Prime has something for everyone. I promise you that.
So go ahead, explore and indulge in all that Prime has to offer. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Time to get more out of whatever you're into. Prime. And that's that on that.
Scale. That's the sophistication of that next level of doing business that I was completely oblivious to. No one taught me that. Everyone taught me how to get to that point, but no one taught me how to go to that next level from there. And I had to learn that through trial and error.
I love it. So it sounds like, okay, you had to go through it through number one, going through the fire.
Yes.
Going through the L, taking it.
Yes.
But also leaning on your tribe, having a team of mentors.
Yes.
I talk about mentorship so much on this podcast because I have aspiring like sport professionals or sport entrepreneurs or whatever. Tell us a little bit more about like how these mentors help to pull you out of that dark place.
Yeah. And at times, the mentors that you need will require you to be uncomfortable. Because at times you have to leave the world that you're in and go into a new world to meet people that maybe don't look like you, don't talk like you, don't come from where you're from, but they have that thing that you need to get to that next level. If there was one piece of advice I could give anyone that could save them years and money, it would be this. If you're looking to start out a business, one of the first things you should do is find someone who is exactly where you want to be and learn from them.
Right.
Don't come to the conversation with answers. Come to the conversation with questions because that be the other part. It's like you got mentees seeking out mentorship, and then when the mentor is giving them advice, they think their own advice is more valid than the person who's actually doing it. And
Speak
it's like,
on it.
Nah, like humble yourself.
Yes.
Grasshopper. Like you're just getting started. I've been in this game. Let me give you the blueprint. And it's really an ego thing. It's that, like, that's what took me time to work through. It was the whole, like, I don't have nor understand value of self. And because as a man, I'm insecure, I'm trying to make up for that insecurity through over applying myself. And then when I learned to really develop security as a man within myself, because that's an inside job, and I was like, you know what? I'm just really great at what I'm great at. And these other things, I'm just not good at. Now let me humbly approach someone who's better than me in these areas and just learn. That's when mentorship works. Because for a lot of people, they may be listening to this and saying, mentorship hasn't worked for me. Well, maybe it's not mentorship. It's how you're approaching it and whether you've created space within to actually learn and be teachable.
Yes.
Because you got to be coachable. Like, if you're not coachable, you're not going to refine what you've already developed and make it better. So there's some pre kind of like conditioning that's required before you reach out to that person. Because now, being that I'm seasoned and I have experience and I mentor, a mentor is going to want to know that you're ready to be mentored. And if he or she senses that you're not ready, they're not going to waste their time. because their time
is so valuable.
is so valuable.
Yeah.
Because they're working at a high level now. So yeah, there's some stuff that you got to do as an individual, as a mentee. But when you do that, mentorship could literally save you years of going through what I went through.
Absolutely. I love what you mentioned too about coachability, because that's so key.
Yes.
Like, I have a lot of potential mentors that like reach out to me, and I always have this like maybe first 15-minute discussion where I'm just kind of getting to know them. I'm trying to see if they have all the answers, like you said. I'm trying to see if they're coachable. I'm trying to see how hungry they are. And if they don't meet that criteria, then it's not much I can do for them. So yes, 100% to everything you just said.
You can't pour into a cup that's already full.
Yes.
Right? And you can't pour into a cup with a hole in the bottom. Like, you have to pour into a cup that's ready to be poured into. Like, you have to be ready to be poured into. Otherwise, it will not work.
Yep.
And you may be projecting it not working on all the other people, places, and things around you. Really not confronting self and dealing with self. So that's essential. Like, that's absolutely fundamental, that you groom and condition yourself appropriately, so that way you can actually absorb and extract the value out of the relationship, out of the experience, out of the opportunity. Otherwise, you may be blaming the opportunity, and it's really just you.
Wow. Bars. Hashtag bars.
Yeah. If you can't tell, this shit is real.
Yes.
This is really like, this is really what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all through taking L's and learning.
Yes.
And having
it's
those mentors.
all through being in the game.
Yes.
Like, you, at some point, you got to make your mind up. It's like, it's either you're going to put your jersey on, lace up your kicks, and jump in, or not. That whole in between, 1 foot in, 1 foot out shit will destroy you.
Yeah.
That confusion, that lack of commitment, that lack of dedication will cause you to be all over the place. And you're only going to experience incremental growth with a lot of suffering. So it's like, you just got to make your mind up. And that's why I now have a total different level of respect for people who don't choose entrepreneurship, for people who don't choose being a parent and having kids, for people who don't choose to be an elite playing athlete, because there's so much that comes with this shit. It's as soon as you wake up, and it's right before you go to sleep. It's never ending. So when you make that choice, like, make up your mind about it and commit yourself to it. Because if you don't, it will literally strip you away of everything you have, of everything that you consider to be valuable. It will expose your vulnerability. It will expose your pain points. And if you're not ready, if you're not committed, if you're not 2 feet in, 10 toes down, you're going to fold. As soon as that pressure hit, your ass going to fold.
You're going to run.
And you going to rebel. You're going to resist. And you're going to project. Like, it's going to get real for you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why people who I know, like, they like, you know what? This is my type of lifestyle. I don't want that extra stress. I don't want that extra responsibility. I just want to own my position on a team. Maybe I'm not in the game. Maybe I'm a coach. Maybe I'm stretching the people out. Maybe I'm the one, like, on the basketball court, like, making sure the court is dry, whatever it may be. Like, I respect people who say, and they know with certainty, like, that's not for me. They know their risk tolerance. They know their threshold, and they just like, I'm going to own this. I'm going to own this role. And that's just as valuable. There is anything less valuable about being a worker or not being an entrepreneur. Like,
I agree.
Those titles, those labels, those spaces are what help all these other titles and roles and spaces operate. It all works. You just have to know who you are and make your mind up.
Yeah. Listen, I'm getting so many gems out of this conversation.
Me too.
I love it.
Yeah.
So how can we support you, Jason?
Yeah, I'm still learning how to receive.
Okay.
So support just looks like, hey, if you're in the local Delaware area, come out to Green Box Kitchen. Like, we're award-winning. We have really good food. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, the food is absolutely great.
It is. I've had it.
If you're looking for mindfulness, yoga, wellness instruction, reach out to us. Fly Yogi, FLY is one Y, OGI.co. We'll meet your needs in that space. Social media, it's Fly Yogi, FLYOGI. It's Green Box Kitchen, one word, Green Box Kitchen, and the nonprofit is Wilmington Green Box. So I guess from there, like, as you begin to kind of see our work and see what we're doing, you can either just show up and patronize and support, or if there's ways that we can partner, we can collaborate, we can work together, then, just reach out to me through any one of those social media sites, and then I'll take it from there.
Awesome. And your personal Instagram is that Bronx Yogi?
Yep, the Bronx Yogi. So the THE Bronx BRON.
What's up, everyone? It's Boss Britt.
And it's DJ Excel.
If you're a fan of the queer culture and lifestyle, then be sure to check out and subscribe to the No Homo Show.
We're a show that shares true stories that are uncut, funny, relatable, and of course gay from a lesbian's perspective.
That's right. Brought to you exclusively by the Revolt Podcast Network.
X Yogi, YOGI.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here,
Yes.
Jason.
No, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for this opportunity to share and to be real with people, because people need the real deal.
Yeah.
Like, they just need to really understand and know what this world is about. Because I had no idea, and I wish I had someone that was approachable and that could create a safe space for me to really just help impart that wisdom on me and just hold my hand and walk me through it. But, now I'm here.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you again, Jason. And again, you're listening to the Success Playbook Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, share, leave a 5-star honest review. Love y'all. See you next week.
Yo, Prime members, so check this out. We are here to talk about our favorite thing in the world, and that is Amazon Prime.
That's right. We all have different interests, but there's one thing that brings us together: Prime.
As members ourselves, we found ways to maximize our Prime benefits to get the most out of our passions.
From fast and free shipping, streaming of movies and music, and even exclusive deals and discounts, Prime has it all.
And what's great is that you can use all of these services to elevate your hobbies and interests.
Whether you're a bookworm, a fitness fanatic, or a gaming guru, Prime has something for everyone. I promise you that.
So go ahead, explore and indulge in all that Prime has to offer. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Time to get more out of whatever you're into. Prime. And that's that on that.